Welcome to week 10 of the Texas high school football season. Biggest week ever? These are the picks. Welcome into the picks, your guide to the Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. I could start this intro talking about how, oh my gosh, it's a 2-week sprint to the Texas high school football playoffs, right? We're only 2 weeks left in the regular season. Right? For some teams, this week, this is it. Season's over after this. They're going to be blowing up basketballs, getting ready for track season and whatever else they do when it's cold. But for a number of other teams, there's a lot on the line, playoff implications and all that jazz. That's where I'd normally start. Instead, I'm going to tell you that week 10 of the 2023 Texas high school football season might be the craziest, biggest, wildest, most incredible week of regular season play we've seen in Texas high school football in like a decade. It's a shocking slate of games. Okay? If you are into Texas high school football, this is nirvana. You have found the fireworks factory. This is going to be an awesome week of games in every corner of the state. It's only appropriate we start in DeSoto. 7 o'clock Friday night at Eagle Stadium in DeSoto. It's a matchup of the defending 6A state champs, unbeaten versus unbeaten, number 1 versus number 3, as the Duncanville Panthers take on the DeSoto Eagles. I told you it was a huge week of games. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number 1, the trench play. There's a lot of star power on the display in this game. We're going to talk about a lot of them, whether you're talking about the incredible running back, Caden Durham for Duncanville, or you're talking about the outstanding playmakers like Boobie Feaster for DeSoto. But this is a classic take your eye off the ball type game, because I think this game is going to be determined up front between these two teams, specifically when DeSoto has the ball. Their offensive line has been a real boon for them this season, led by Ronell McClain. They've been very strong up front. Their offensive line has been excellent. But they're going up against one of the most ferocious fronts in Texas high school football, led by certified 5-star prospect Colin Simmons on the defensive end. This is a team that's given up 26 points this season. This is a team that's given up 26 points this season, right? This is good on good. Plain and simple. This is the ones running with the ones. This is going to be classic Texas high school football stuff. Strength on strength in the trenches. Who wins out up front? Key number 2, the quarterback duel. Okay, we talked about the fronts. Let's talk about the signal callers, because I think the quarterback matchup in this game is going to be really fun to watch. DJ Bailey, the quarterback for DeSoto, of course, led the Eagles to a state championship last year, and I think he's really grown throughout the course of his development. We saw him at State 7-on-7. He's put on about 15 pounds of good weight, and he looks really comfortable back there. The Sam Houston commit has been terrific and is especially dangerous throwing on the run. That is one thing that I think gives him a real advantage in this game, is escaping pressure, keeping his eyes downfield, and making targeted throws. Going up against the quarterback for Duncanville, Keelan Russell, who I think is really starting to blossom right now. The SMU commit has been at the controls of this Duncanville offense and looking very, very strong doing it. He throws one of the prettiest deep balls in Texas high school football, and that is going to be a real key in this one. Can they take the top off of this DeSoto defense? These two quarterbacks are box office. Who shines brightest in this matchup of state champs? And key number 3, the stakes. So we talked about it, right? These are the two defending 6A state champs. You've got Duncanville, the reigning 6A Division I state champ. You've got DeSoto, the reigning 6A Division II state champ. It's a matchup of unbeatens, right? In week 10, that's kind of crazy, but Duncanville is unbeaten. DeSoto is unbeaten. This is top 5 matchup, top 3 matchup. DeSoto is the number 3 team in our 6A rankings. Duncanville, the undisputed number 1 team in our rankings. A district title is on the line. District 11 6A, the district championship is up for grabs in this game at Eagle Stadium. Also, there's kind of nothing on the line here. What I mean by that is, as far as playoff implications are concerned, it's very unlikely there's going to be something on the line in this game. Duncanville almost certainly going to be the top seed in the Division I bracket coming out of District 11 6A, and DeSoto is going to go defend their 6A Division II state crown in the different bracket as the number 1 seed in Division II out of 11 6A. So there's not that on the line here. But don't tell that to either one of these teams. There's bad blood between them. They want to prove that they are the dominant force in South Dallas. So with the stakes this high, who comes out on top? Who am I picking? I'm going with Duncanville. The number one team in the state gets the nod here on the strength of the running game and the defense, which is what it usually comes down to with Reginald Samples' ball clubs. Their defense has been absolutely outstanding, and running back Caden Durham is a real game changer. Now, I think there's an argument to be made that Duncanville's defense has not really been tested. Yeah, the stats are impressive, but DeSoto's going to be the best offense that they have played this year. TJ Bailey is a superstar. They've got a number of playmakers on the outside, including TJ Pride, who's really stepped up as a wide receiver weapon. They've got a number of backs in the backfield that I think are going to be ready for prime time. And let's not discount their defense, which has been pretty darn good themselves. Brandon Booker leading the way defensively. In the end, though, I think that the Duncanville front is going to be able to get some pressure on TJ Bailey, and they force a couple of turnovers and end up coming away with a very narrow win. Give me the Panthers. Let's go to Houston, 7 o'clock Friday night at Galena Park ISD Stadium. It is another top 10 matchup of unbeatens for the District 21 6A crown. I told you it's a crazy week of games as the Galena Park North Shore Mustangs take on the humble Atascocita Eagles. And unlike the Duncanville DeSoto game, there are real playoff stakes in this game. Right? The winner of this game is probably going to be the number one seed in the Division I bracket out of District 21 6A, and the loser is going to be the second seed out of District 21 6A in Division I. So there's a lot on the line here. What do we make of Atascocita's struggle against CE King last week? Right? CE King, good team, pushed them to overtime before Atascocita came away with the key stop in overtime to come away with the win. Was that just looking ahead to North Shore? Was that just kind of, figuring things out? I think that there is an argument to be made that Atascocita has not gone through the real kind of heart of this district like they are now. CE King is certainly a playoff team. North Shore, definitely a playoff team themselves. Now, I'm not necessarily worried about Atascocita. They got quarterback Zion Brown, who's been outstanding, and I think that this defense, led by Braylon Conley, has been the real star for Craig Stump's ball club. They will need to be a star against a North Shore machine that is rolling. Quarterback Caleb Bailey has been absolutely sensational returning from injury. They're running the ball well with DeAndre Hardiman. They've got a number of big-time playmakers on the outside, and of course, that defense is what you expect this North Shore defense to be. One thing that I'm keeping an eye on is, will North Shore really unleash Caleb Bailey as a runner in this game? They've kind of held him back, kind of kept the reins on him. Will they let him loose in what is functionally a district championship game? This game's going to be awesome. This game's going to be box office. You can watch it on TexanLive.com. I think that North Shore comes away with a very close win. Let's bounce back up to the DFW Metroplex. 7 o'clock Friday night at Northwest ISD Stadium in Justin. It is a state-ranked matchup of unbeatens for the District 4 6A crown as the Southlake Carroll Dragons take on the Byron Nelson Bobcats. And yeah, district title on the line. Opportunity for Byron Nelson to get their biggest win in program history on the line. Second consecutive year these two teams are meeting as undefeated. A lot to like in this game. I told you it was a huge week of games. Byron Nelson's a team we probably haven't talked about enough, but I love this team. I think that their quarterback, Tom Van Groot, has stepped up in a big way at the quarterback spot. He had huge shoes to fill, but he has really blossomed beautifully as a quarterback, and he's got a great wide receiver core on the outside, and they've started to run the ball with Tucker James. But the real star of this team is their defense, which has been locked down, and that sets up what I think is a real fascinating matchup between this outstanding Byron Nelson defense and this Southlake Carroll offense that don't look now, but is starting to look like one of the most dangerous in the state of Texas. Georgia Tech commit Graham Knowles at the quarterback spot has really blossomed. I think they've got a number of receivers on the outside like Jacob Jordan, and they're running the ball. Guys like Davis Penn and the newly eligible Riley Wormley have added a new element to this offense. That's the box office matchup here, right? Is this Byron Nelson defense against the Southlake Carroll offense. This game's going to be a lot of fun. Would be really surprised if this game was decided by more than about 8-10 points, but I do think that Southlake Carroll goes on the road and gets a win. And let's go to the Brazos Valley. 7 o'clock Friday night at Tiger Stadium in College Station. It's the Battle of College Station, as College Station High School takes on A&M Consolidated in a critical District 11-5A Division I matchup. Actually, College Station can functionally clinched the district championship with a win here. Things could go crazy in Week 11, but let's just look at it this way. If College Station wins this game, they're going to win the district championship, and it's easy to see why they're in this position. The 1-2 combo of quarterback Arrington Maiden and running back Aiden Martinez Brown has been sensational for them, and their defense has been up to par. Remember, they lost week 1, and since then they have been rolling. Taking on their rival A&M Consolidated, who their defense has been excellent, really, really good all year long. But on the offensive side, it's been kind of fits and starts. What they've really had success with recently is running ball. With Keyshawn Thomas, I want to see if they're able to run the ball in this game. To me, take the pressure off their quarterback, Will Hargett, and lean on that running game. This actually fits into a way that I think Consolidated has a great opportunity in this game. You lean on that running game with Keyshawn Thomas, you lean on that defense, and you win some game like 24-21. That is certainly on the table here. But I think that the firepower for College Station is a little bit too much, and I think the Cougars come away with a victory. But those are far from the only big games in Week 10 of the Texas high school football season, a stupid slate of games. Let's get to the lightning round. In San Antonio, I like Cibolo Steel over Converse Judson. In Austin, I'm going with Vandergrift over Cedar Park Vista Ridge. And way out east, I like Longview over Tyler. Almost too close to call in DFW, but I like Prosper in a close one over Allen. Give me Huntsville to take down Brenham. And it's the 100th meeting of Mid-County Madness. I like Port Neches Groves over Nederland. I'm going with Seymour over Windthorst. Fort Bend Ridgepoint takes down Fort Bend Travis. And give me Bernie over Somerset. I like Johnson City over Junction. Give me San Benito over Los Fresnos, and give me Roscoe to take down Miles. I'm taking Port Arthur Memorial over Barbers Hill. Give me Brownsville Veterans Memorial in a very close one over Harlingen South, and Willis takes down the Woodlands. Battle of Unbeatens in DFW, I like Mansfield Timberview over Richland. Give me Jourdanton to beat Lytle, and Texas High keeps rolling with a win over White House. Sneaky game out east, I like Hooks over DeKalb. Give me Wimberley to take down Lago Vista, and up in DFW, I like Denton Geyer over McKinney. Give me Jim Ned over Vernon. San Diego takes down Rio Hondo, and it's a big game in the Tall City. I like Legacy over unbeaten Midland. I'm going with Bushland over Dalhart. Tidehaven keeps rolling with a win over Bowling, and I like Dickinson over Clear Creek. I'm going with Hitchcock over Hallettsville. Whitney very close over Grandview, and give me Holiday over Wichita Falls City View. I'm going with Beckville over Harleton. Mart takes down Dawson, and give me Kirbyville over Orangefield. Down in San Antonio, I like San Antonio Taft over San Antonio John Jay. In Central Texas, I'm going with Waco Connolly over Madisonville. And the other huge game in District 21 6A, I like Humble Summer Creek over C.E. King. Wink gets by Sterling City. Forney outmuscles McKinney North, and give me Iowa Colony in a close one over Bay City. I'm going with Klein Collins over Tomball. Chilton bounces back with a win over Iola. And a huge game in the Piney Woods, I like Carthage over Van. I like Collinsville in a close one over Munster. Idalou, small upset over Littlefield. And give me Beeville Jones over Lavernia. I'm going with Wichita Falls Rider over Plainview, and way out west in El Paso, I like Del Valle over East Lata. Our six-man game of the week is a state-ranked showdown. I like Borden County over Rankin, and give me Hawley to take down Stamford. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Which games did I leave out? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Week 10 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.